and then they go and they subscribe to H2N TV. So if you have 100,000 people on YouTube, they're all of a sudden they now want to subscribe to H2N TV. That's 100,000 people times $9 a month subscription. That's $1 million.
Mm.
And the reason why I know that this is the reason why immediately after these like videos started getting all these views on my YouTube channel, I said, nah. I said they're gonna stop this. They're going to find a way to stop my channel. And lo and behold, strike one, strike two, strike three, all within like in 24 hours.
Wow.
You know, strike, 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 you're done. And I was like, what? I said, they're giving me strikes when I'm still in suspension. You know, when they give you one strike, they can give you like a 10-day suspension. While you're in the suspension, I get another strike and another strike. So I'm in prison. I'm in YouTube prison, and I get a strike, and then I get another strike and another strike. You're done.
Wow.
And I'm like, and you can't appeal it. You can't say where did I get what caused the strike. You know, a lot of times they won't tell you, or they'll give you a timestamp, and you're like this. What is it? This is not hate speech. This is not anti-Semitic. What are you guys doing?
Mm.
And I knew that they did that because they fear the amount of people that I can start to reach that now know about Hebrews to Negroes.
Yeah.
And they didn't want me to be funded.
Yeah.
Because when that happened, CNN called me, Newsweek, Washington Post, the I think the New York Times and the New Yorker, the Daily Beast, and these companies, they started either emailing me and calling me. And I said, what do you want to know? And they said how much how much money did you make from reposting your film?
They're trying to count, man.
They're trying to count my money. And I said, it's none of your business. They said, well, don't you get analytics? Can't you just go right now and check it for us? And I said, it's none of your business. They said, they were like, come on. He was like, can you just tell us a ballpark figure? And he was like, they're like, before Kyrie did this, you were a no-name filmmaker. And I laughed. I was like, okay. He said, and now now that people know who you are, it must be nice. And how much money have you made? And I said, it's none of your business. And they said, well, how were you able to make the movie? Who's funding you? And I said, excuse me? They said, who's funding you? Would you have a production team? And I said, no. He said, who's funding you? How are you getting the money to do this? How much money did it cost to do this? And I said, it's none of your business. And then he said, well, according to Google, it says that it costs, you know, like, I don't know if he said like $8,000, $9,000 to make the movie. And he said, is that correct? I said, did you read that in Google? And then he says, yes. And I said, so I guess you're gonna have to go with the Google answer, because I'm not gonna tell you exactly dollar and penny how much I spent to make the movie. If you Googled it and you told me that Google said this, then hey, that's what you want to believe. You can believe that. And then so they every last one of them, they asked the same question: who's funding you? Who is funding you? And then during that time, all my Hebrews to Negroes GoFundMe campaigns were deleted, and I was kicked off GoFundMe. Wow. And I said, why? And they said security reasons. And I said, security like what? I said, I'm not a terrorist. I'm not sending money to Al Qaeda and Hamas and Hezbollah. You know, I'm just a filmmaker. You know, so what's the justification on you banning me from GoFundMe? And they didn't give me any answer. At the same time, I was in an Airbnb, and I tried to extend my days, and they said your account has been suspended. And I said, for what? They said security reasons. And I said, security reasons? Like, what do you mean security reasons? I said, I've been an Airbnb customer since 2014. You got my ID, you got my passport on file, you got my picture. I said, what? I've been paying, what's the problem now? So I realized that they are afraid of me reaching the masses worldwide, and then also me being funded, or people, renting the movie, buying the movie, getting the DVD, signing up to H2TV, joining the Zoom webinars, all the stuff. They're counting my pockets. Like he's gonna have the money to do this. He's gonna have the money to go to Africa and open up, buy land and do all these big things. He can fly all across the country to Nigeria and Ghana and Ethiopia and Kenya and Tanzania and South Africa and Congo and Angola. And he can fund, if he has this kind of following and these numbers on H2N TV, 100,000 subscribers a month, he can fund his way to waking up Africa, waking up America. He can just do it on his own strength, because now he has all these people, looking at his movies, and they get done with part one. Now they're going to see part two. He's coming out with part three. Now they're going to see part three. He comes out with part four. Now they're going to want to see part four. Just like Fast and the Furious and all these Mission Impossible sequels, they're going to say, well, this guy's going to have an automatic following now that people know about who he is. So we have to nip that in the bud. We have to eliminate him from YouTube. We have to eliminate him from Facebook. We have to eliminate him from Clubhouse. We have to eliminate him from GoFundMe. We have to eliminate his ability to travel on Airbnb. We have to eliminate all these things. And that's what they did. And that's what they did. And when I left America and went to South Africa, then they tried to ban the movie in South Africa. They weren't successful in banning the movie in the books off of Amazon, which they wanted to do. But when I got to Africa, the Jews in South Africa took me to, or they hired lawyers, and they used their lawyers to try to ban the movie Hebrews to Negroes in South Africa.
Wow.
So they're scared of the movie in America, to the point that all these celebrities and the ADL and all these Jewish groups were urging Amazon to take it off the shelf completely after they did Barnes and Nobles, and the Amazon CEO said no. And I'm sure they didn't like that. And then South Africa, gets wind of Ronald Dalton and Hebrews to Negroes is shown up here, and he's trying to get his books in the bookstores here. He's trying to show the movie here and distribute it. And we gotta stop this guy. And they try to do the same thing in South Africa, and I defeated them with battling against their lawyers. It took like 6 or 7 months, but I defeated them. So they don't want this content out in America or Africa. They do not want people to know about Hebrews to Negroes. They don't care about any black movie. It don't matter what it is. They do not care. They do not care if I was on YouTube spilling a tea about another Israelite, like saying this Israelite leader, he was caught in the club, he was caught, cheating on his wife. If I was doing stuff like that and teaching stuff that is not, important or damaging to their agenda, I would still be on YouTube. If I made a book saying from Egyptians to Negroes, they wouldn't care. Or from Cushites to Negroes, they wouldn't care. They would not care. But if I said black people came from a planet in another universe, they wouldn't care. But they care about the movie because one, the main title, and then two, the subtitle is "Wake Up, Black America." And I think that people miss the message, because if the mass media and the Jews had such an issue with Kyrie posting this link to this movie, and the image of the movie has the black fist, and it says "Wake Up, Black America," then that shows you that they don't want Black America to wake up. Exactly. It shows you that because they want to take the book off the shelves. They want to ban the movie worldwide. It's because they don't want Black America to wake up. They want you to stay asleep. And the way they keep you asleep is through entertainment and comedy and drama and fiction and thrillers and horror and all types of documentaries on the slave trades, and we already heard about that already. We already know about Harriet Tubman. We already know about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Judas and the Black Messiah. All these movies are based off of things that happened in history that we already know about. You know, so how many times can you keep regurgitating the same Black history because you're not going to give us the true history? So we have to pay attention to these things that if they don't want us to see these things, why they don't want us to see these things? Because the answer to a lot of our issues and problems is all based on us understanding our identity.
Yes, sir.
It's all about our identity. At the end of the day, we cannot know who we are and what our God-given biblical destiny is, which is prophecy, and what direction we must be moving into in this time frame. If we don't touch on who we are, that's at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who's going to be the president of the United States, the president of South Africa, the president of Ghana or Congo. Like, you know, they always have elections, and people are, you know, excited. They're like, well, we don't want this guy in office. We want a different political party, a different president. The last president, he gave us all promises that he couldn't keep. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. So we think that these things are going to change our situation, and it's not. It's not going to change our situation. And as much as we believe that the government or politicians or celebrities are going to change our situation, they're not. And I think people are missing the fact that social media can be used as a weapon for our good, but we don't use it in that way. Shannon Sharp, I heard he made like $300,000 for just that one Cat Williams episode, and if it keeps making more views, then there's more money. So we can break the internet all day long with interviewing Monique and Cat Williams and whoever else that, you know, Shay interviews, but at the end of the day, YouTube is doing exactly what they are supposed to do, and of course you get money for views and monetization and ads. But at the end of the day, none of this is helping Black America. None of it. All the scandals with P. Diddy and all this TD Jakes, you know, Cat Williams spilling all the tea. All this stuff is not helping Black America. It's just gossip and entertainment. It's just stuff to talk about, stuff to look on your phone and just be looking at your phone, you know, and seeing what's new. But you know, at the end of the day, when we wake up in the morning and we slave on our jobs, we struggle in America, we deal with the stuff that America gives us. These things are going to continue for generation, and it's going to get worse until we address the real topic that they don't want us to address and start to flood social media with. And Kyrie, what he did, I think Kanye West said that never in our lifetime will we ever see this kind of thing happen again, where what Kyrie did was something it really, when he did that, I was shocked because I never understood why a lot of celebrities would comment on my Instagram page, like Willie D, Nas, one of the guys from Mobb Deep, DC Young Fly, Shaka Bars, Anthony Joshua, the boxer from the United Kingdom, Big Boy. There's a lot of people. Like, I used to see these celebrities commenting in my Instagram page or liking the stuff that I post, and I'm like, well, how come in Amari Stoudemire, how can these guys DM me? How can they DM me saying, I read your book, I seen your movie, it's life changing, it's the truth, all this stuff, but then they're afraid to post it on their timeline. Brandon T. Jackson, all these guys. I'm sorry, it's not too hard to just hold up a book and say, and go like this.
Hey, you're not lying, brother. You're not lying.
All you got to do is go like this. Like, even the DVD, let's go like this. And it's just like, come on, it's just a movie. It's just a book. If you are scared to show that you enjoyed this book, you enjoyed this movie, you don't have to answer the question, well, do you support anti-Semitism? Do you believe in these things in the book? Now, when we read a book, we have the ability to decide as sovereign adults that if we agree with everything in the book or we don't agree with everything in the book. I read a lot of books and look at a lot of movies that I don't agree with everything, but overall, if I think that the book, the movie is good and there's something in there you need to read that you're not going to get anywhere else, then I will tell somebody, hey, you need to get this book, you need to see this movie. And we should not be penalized and canceled and fired and fined and suspended and demonized because you just simply read a book, watched a movie, and you decided to share it with your followers. That is so much fear, And you gotta ask yourself, well, who are these people afraid of?
There you go. That's the $1 million question.
If they were in China and they did this, or India, or even Africa, they wouldn't catch a lot of this heat because the Chinese, they don't care. People in India, they don't care. But in America, it's like we have a daddy, a daddy that's telling you, you can't do that, you can't do that. That's a no. You're making all this money, but don't you dare, try to wake your people up. And it's just sad, man. And that's one thing, we have to look at our kids in America that are growing up. They see how all these celebrities are apologizing. They see how they're saying stuff and they're recanting what they said, and they're apologizing for what they said. They're saying this, and this looks sad as an adult that, usually you tell your kids, apologize. Like, Daryl, apologize for hitting so-and-so, apologize for what you did. And they'll say, I apologize, daddy, or apologize to the kid.
Yeah.
But here we have grown people telling grown people, say you're sorry. Go ahead and say you're sorry. Do it publicly. Do it on your social media so everybody understands that you're sorry. I'm sorry for posting the link. I'm sorry. I'm going to delete the link. I'm sorry if I hurt people. I'm sorry.
Yep.
If you got kids and you're a grown man and you teach your kids to be a strong Black man, and you try to lead by example, and then you go on TV and you say something, and the next minute, after the heat comes, you're saying, I apologize, I'm sorry. that makes you look weak.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that. You know, I stand by what I believe in. And if it's the truth, I'm gonna stand by it. And our people need to know the truth, and we need to stop being afraid of these other nations because we want to say a certain thing. And Kanye, he says things that people don't like. He may apologize, but he's not afraid to say these things. You know, he apologized, but we have to get out of this apology tour, and we need to start, looking at our people. And if Kanye says we can't be anti-Semitic because we're Semitic, if Kyrie Irving says I can't be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from, I can't be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from, then let the man believe. Let the man say that, and let him believe that. Don't try to force him to apologize. Don't try to force him to apologize. If he believes that he can't be anti-Semitic because he is an Israelite, then let him be an Israelite. Don't make him apologize for believing that he is an Israelite and learning that he is an Israelite from the movie Hebrews to Negroes.
Come on now, Ryan, bro.